We're going to get started in about 5 minutes. We just want to give our members some time to arrive. Some people will not be in attendance. Others will be joining online. So just 5 more minutes and we'll get started. Okay, we are about to get started. Everybody's here. We have quorum.
Can I sit here so I can?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Hello. We're just going to give ourselves 1 more minute while our members get settled in. In the meantime, before we call this meeting to order, Danny, do you want to do me a favor and yeah, thank you. And just keep that computer I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay. Before we get started, we have some members that won't be able to join because they are sick, but nonetheless, we do have quorum, in-person quorum, because we do have a resolution tonight.
Who is it, Barbara?
Um,
Oh, no, yeah, Barbara, right?
No, Alexis also.
Oh, no, she's okay.
Yeah, and I think Barbara as well.
Yeah, so they have legitimate reasons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay, so.
But the important thing is that we do have quorum because we have a
Yeah.
resolution tonight.
No, your pages, and then you're done.
Okay,
And then this person's not supposed to be on this.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, so.
Okay, are you ready?
Go ahead.
So we're going to call this meeting to order at 6:36. Good afternoon, buenas tardes, buenas noches. Welcome to the PCA, the Parks and Cultural Affairs Committee meeting today. We have many items on the agenda, and we're really excited to hear about new projects, exchange of ideas, and we're just going to get started with my report as the chair. And as I said, some members are excused because they are sick. And Tracy has volunteered to take minutes, so thank you very much. We're going to start with opening remarks and announcements. I don't have a lot of updates as the chair, other than I was invited to attend the opening reception to the exhibition Dominican Yorks at the Hispanic Society. And although people seem to believe that the Hispanic Society is a Eurocentric entity, they are intentional about their diversity and representation across the Latin American diaspora, as well as Latinos in the United States. And this particular exhibit featured Dominican artists that live in New York, that live within the vicinity, and it served as a kickoff to the celebration of Dominican Independence Day. So that was absolutely fantastic. I encourage everybody to attend, to go and support the institution and support the local artists. During the last meeting, I'm going to yield the remainder of my time to any of the members if they want to share if they did something. Yes, the exhibition is running through June 30th. And here's the invitation. We do have invitations in the office. What about the rest of the committee? I know that Danny is very active. Do you want to share anything that you're doing, that you've attended?
I have a presentation happening this Saturday between 1 and 3 o'clock for the children's for the children's art carnival.
Mhm.
And what I'm going to be presenting is how to like make your own anything, like how to make your own drawing, like how to kind of like break things down. Like a lot of people that used to draw I would hear a lot of like, oh, I used to draw, so I don't draw anymore. It's so hard. How can you do that? That's so hard. So just teaching people how to break down whatever they see in their head to make a picture or painting or whatever they want to.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's happening this Saturday.
This Saturday, at what time?
Between 1 and 3 p.m. at the Children's Art Carnival on, I forget the address, but it's 46 Hamilton Place, I think. Yeah, 62?
I'll type it in.
Yeah.
62
Hamilton Terrace. There you go.
Hamilton Terrace.
Yeah, there you go. It's like kind of like, you have to go in like around like 140.
What's the date again?
March, what else? The Saturday? So that's, hold on.
The 16th.
Yeah, 16th, there you go. I'm not so bad at this stuff. March 16th, yeah, between 1 and 3 p.m.
Okay, and it's just pop in, walk in.
Check their website, because I think they
What's
have
the website?
it should be hold on one second. Children's Art Carnival is the organization. Children Art Carnival.
Children Art Carnival.
Yeah.
Is carnival with I or with A? I'm spelling it in Spanish. Is it carnival?
Carnival.
Okay, because sometimes I get those confused. Okay,
Yeah,
thank
they
you.
they have everything right there. All the information should be there and
And the website is childrensartcarnival.org.
Yeah, childrensartcarnival.org.
Children's Art Carnival.
.org, yeah.
.org.
Yeah.
All right, I'm putting it in the chat. Thank you so much for that, Danny.
No problem. I'm sorry.
Thank
I
you.
made it so difficult to.
No, because I put you on the
information,
spot,
yeah.
because what I want to try to do is, because we are a committee and we are a cohesive committee, and part of being part of this committee is also to participate in what's going on in the community and report back. I don't want to be sort of like, we check our titles at the door, so sure, I get invited to these things and I try to immerse myself,
I
but
wanted to go to
I
that
also
committee,
want
yeah.
the committee to report on anything that they participated, that they're sponsoring, what have you. Anybody else, team? Good?
No, from my side.
Okay.
Good.
So we're gonna start with programming. Yes, Ebenezer. Good?
No, when you got a chance to charge it and follow.
Oh, okay, sure. Right now?
When you got a chance, that's all.
Okay. Thank you. So we're going to start with our program updates. As a reminder, all of the organizations that sign up or that pop in our meetings are allotted 5 minutes to do programming updates. If you're unable to attend, then you can email me the points of discussion and I'll make those announcements. So I will be announcing on behalf of NOMA, but when everybody else is done. So why don't we start with the New York Restoration Project, Jason?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Jason Smith, Director of Northern Manhattan Parks for NYRP. I haven't been to a meeting in a while, so apologize if I repeat anything we might have talked about at previous meetings. But in terms of public programming, we're excited to get things rolling. Our first public event at Sherman Creek Park coming up will be the Easter Extravaganza. It's run by a group called New York State of Mind, or NYSM, and that's open to the public, mainly for little kids, Saturday, March 30th, 1 through 5, Easter egg hunt and community activities. Following that, we're excited to be joining the Parks Department in an Earth Day celebration and stewardship event at Highbridge Park. Some of the details are still to be determined, but NYRP will be leading a planting and horticulture activity on April 27th at 190th Street in Amsterdam. We'll be working in collaboration with Conectamonos, a group that's focused on greening and programming in that section of the park and neighborhood. And then in May, our public programming will really get rolling. We'll be having our monthly Highbridge Forest Crew events that focus on teaching people about the urban forest and getting them engaged in the Highbridge forest stewardship. And then at Sherman Creek Park, we'll be having an expanded array of urban agriculture programming this season. So there's going to be monthly composting, healthy eating, and tours of the farm, as well as volunteer opportunities at the urban farm there. So that'll be an exciting update. And then in terms of our shoreline planning, we've been engaging in a public conversation and planning study at Sherman Creek Park to see if there's anything NYRP can do to improve the ecological health or climate resilience of the mud flats in the inlet of Sherman Creek Park, immediately adjacent to the Dykeman houses in Sherman Creek Park. That study and engagement process has wrapped up. One of top line findings are one of our main proposals to build a wetland island in the creek. The consultants determined it would increase the ecological health a great deal of the shoreline. However, there were a lot of questions raised through the public conversation process about how adaptable that project would be to sea level rise. And there was also a discussion of how much is needed to increase public access to the shoreline, and create kind of a larger planning process that would deal with neighboring properties and really get a handle on the kind of existential challenges of sea level rise. So it was a great first step, and NYRP will be moving into a more in-depth design and planning process moving forward. So those are my main updates. I'll be here if anyone has any questions.
Do we have any questions for the New York Restoration Project? We also have members of the public here present. So any questions for this entity? Okay, thank you, Jason, so much. We have no questions. And actually, I believe that you are the only organization present to provide updates because everybody else is presenting. Chris, what organization are you with? Pardon me?
The Friends of Inwood Hill Park.
Okay, and are you here, are you doing a program update or are you on the agenda for a presentation? My apologies.
A presentation, but I guess it could also be an update, but I think officially it's a presentation.
Okay, so I know that, for example, Allison is with the Mall Association. Ben, you're not with Ben. No, Kahim, no.
Is that number two?
No. Number two, no, that's Parks Report. Jana has not joined yet. So what I'm going to do, Chris, is I'm going to put you in new business if that's okay, Because I don't see like an item agenda dedicated to a presentation. Right now we're doing updates, okay? All right, so Stephanie, did you have a program announcement?
Hi, Stephanie here from Riverside Park. I am the outreach coordinator for 120th to 181st, which includes Socorro Park, West Harlem Pierce Park, and a little bit of Fort Washington Park. Want to make sure I make that distinction. Yeah, nothing new as of right now. We do have a few volunteer projects coming up. I think the next one coming up is April 1st and April 15th. Really want to start a community kind of community love, community gathering up in that area, especially before the summer comes, because we will have summer camp up there. So I guess that's my second update is, first update, April 1st, we have a volunteer group, volunteer opportunity from on Monday, April 1st from 8 o'clock in the morning to 11:30. If anybody wants to help come with trash pickup and some light weeding, just wanted to get more volunteers up there because I know that it's just a difficult area to get up to have volunteer groups. So hoping to get some community love there. I'll be sharing flyers throughout the community. And then, just a reminder that Fort Washington Summer Camp is happening this summer and applications are live on our website. Scholarships are available.
Can you please, would you mind putting all of that information, the website and all of that in the chat, please, so that people have access to it? Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Give me 5 minutes. I'll do that for sure.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Any questions for Stephanie? What does the summer camp entail, Stephanie? Would you mind elaborating on the kinds of activities that kids would be doing this summer?
For sure. I know we have gymnastics, soccer, tennis, and flag football. I feel like I'm missing and basketball. I feel like I'm missing a sport though, but that was 5, so maybe that was it. But yeah, basketball, flag football, gymnastics / tumbling, soccer, and tennis.
Fantastic. Do you have the contact of Domingo Esteves, who is the chair for youth and education?
No, I don't, but I do want to plan to make a presentation there. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to put my email so that you can contact me and I'll make the introduction because I think it would serve purposefully for you to collaborate with that committee as well.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Danny?
Is that program free for kids or no?
Ask.
Unfortunately, no, but we do require that parents fill out an application that says that has your salary in there. And so we do have like free scholarships available, but you do have to fill out that application.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that. Any other questions for Stephanie? Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Stephanie, you said there's an event on April 1st and on April 15th. Can you say what the April 15th event is as well?
For sure. It's the same event. We're actually going to be having that volunteer opportunity the 1st and 3rd Monday of every month. They're just starting in April. So April 1st and April 15th are going to be our trash pickup / weeding days. And we're going to do that the 1st and 3rd Monday of the month until probably around October, or until people stop showing up. So
location. Yeah, exactly. Is that the same location around Fort Washington Park every time, or are you going to shake it up?
Yeah, great question. I want to shake it up, but I want to focus specifically on the 172nd Street tennis courts, as well as the 164th Street softball field as well. So in the same general area, But the meeting place will be 172nd Street Tennis Courts. And I can
Cool.
share that in the chat too. There's like an Eventbrite, so.
Good to have it in the chat.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I put the wrong email in the chat. Please ignore the first email and address concerns, questions, items to be put on the agenda to my CB12 email, not the other one. Thank you. Anybody else has a program update before, I guess we can push Parks report. Jen is usually very good at joining in, so we can leave her for last. Any other presentations from the organizations that are present before we start moving to program announcements before we start moving to presentations and the resolution tonight? Kaya, are you with what are you presenting tonight? Remind me.
I'm not presenting. I'm here for Chris's moral support and backup, and I'm with Friends of Inwood Hill Park as well.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. So let's then begin while we wait for Parks. And Jen, I hope everything is okay with her because she's usually very punctual. Oh, I also have a program update that I'm just going to read off my phone. And this is on behalf of NOMA. Oh, Hispanic Society cannot get into the meeting. Ebenezer, are you still there? Hold on.
Yes, I am here. I sent her a general link. I log in using the link that she said that is not working.
Yeah, she's saying that it's not working.
Yes, nevertheless, I sent her a general link, and I'm waiting to see if she log in to promote her. But you can promote her if I'm gone.
Okay, yeah, I'm just waiting for her to log on. She's just saying that the link is not
Yes.
working.
Please tell her that I sent a general link a
Okay,
few minutes ago to try
all right,
that
my
one and
apologies.
promote her. Mhm.
My apologies. Okay, I'll promote you. Oh, the unpredictability of technology is that this is what happens, right? Yes, I will read an announcement on behalf of NOMA. Let me just access it. So who wants to win $2,750 in prize money? April 1st is the submission deadline for the Uptown Art Stroll poster contest, open to artists from West 125th Street North. The grand prize is $1,500. Second place, $750. Third prize, $500. I can send you this, and that way, this part can be put in the minutes. Submit on the website, NOMA NYC, that is NOMAANYC.org. We invite you to the 22nd Uptown Art Stroll opening reception on Friday, May 31st at the United Palace. The stroll will continue in West Harlem, Washington Heights, and Inwood throughout June. And then also join NOMA for the 15th annual Women in the Heights, Happy Women's History Month, exhibition opening this Thursday, March 14th from 6 to 8 p.m. at NOMA's Gallery on Broadway and 176th Street. Celebrate works by 44 Uptown artists. You may RSVP at nomanyc.org, and I will put that in the chat when I'm done with this update. In collaboration with the West Harlem Arts Alliance, we invite you to the first of 3 technical assistant workshops, Learn, Mix, and Mingle on Wednesday, March 20th at 5:30 p.m. See our website for more details and how to RSVP. And artists in Community Board 12 and 9 are invited to submit for Uptown Treasures, an exhibit opening Friday, May 31st at NOMA's Gallery. The first night of the Uptown Art Stroll opens during this time. See NOMA's website for details. And NOMA has 4 studios priced with artists in mind. And As always, just go to the website to be better informed of all of these wonderful activities that the Northern Manhattan Art Alliance is conducting. So I'm going to put the website here. It is it sounds like no. Hold on. No.
I wonder who's doing that thing for the West Harlem Alliance. Is it Michael?
I don't know.
He's such a cool guy.
That's probably a question for Marty, who is not here tonight. Is that it?
Marty.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. All right. So since we're done, I'm just going to check on participants to make sure that I'm promoting attendees appropriately. With no further ado, we're going to skip item 3 for now while we wait for Jenna. And we're going to start with a presentation by the Broadway Mall Association on the exhibit on the malls by artist Sean Scully. So take it away. You have about 10 minutes. And that would include questions from the public. It says 20 minutes, but that's a typo. 20 minutes are usually dedicated to capital programs that, capital projects that involve resolutions and such. Oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
Oh, no, there's Jason. So yes, Allison Duncan,
Yes.
welcome.
Yes, I'm going to share my screen. Is that okay? I think you have to
Absolutely.
enable me.
There you go.
Right.
You should be able to.
Okay. There we go. Can you see that's all right?
Not yet.
No.
Okay.
Where's the computer guy?
Not yet.
How about
Okay. There we go.
now? Okay, great. Okay, so my name is Allison Duncan, and I'm a board member of the Broadway Malls Association and a member of the Broadway Malls Public Art Committee. I'm here with Deborah Ford, who is the chair of the Public Art Committee. Broadway Malls is a volunteer and nonprofit organization that helps to maintain, green, and program the malls. And the Public Art Committee has been responsible for 13 previous installations along the malls since 2005. So we're here tonight to present the upcoming public art installation, which is scheduled to open July 2024. The exhibit is called Broadway Shuffle and will include 7 large sculptures by artist Sean Scully, who is considered to be one of the foremost living abstract modern artists. The 7 sculptures will be located between Dante Square, which is at 64th Street on the west side, and we're very pleased that this exhibit will include 2 of the 7 sculptures within the neighborhoods of Community 412. One is at 157th Street, Payam Park, which you can see here on the slide. Everyone's familiar, I'm sure, with this location. And the proposed work is this Corten steel piece called Shot Through. This will be located on the northern side of the plaza space, which is typically where we've located past exhibits, past sculptures in this location. The second location within your community board is at 167th at Mitchell Square. And these maps are looking south, so it's sometimes a little confusing. It's atypical, but these are on the south side of the park. And this piece will be located in the lawn area on the west side. So if you can see my mouse in this location, Mitchell Square, and this piece will be a Corten steel stack called Shadow Stack. Sean Scully's sculptures are typified by an array of materials: stacked aluminum, steel, stainless steel, Corten steel, wood, glass, marble, and sometimes repurposed materials. It's just a little bit of background. Sean Scully began as a painter and is world famous for his paintings, several of which are being held in New York City museum collections, including the Guggenheim, MoMA, and the Met. His paintings are well known for their bold and expressive horizontal and vertical striping, and his painting work has informed his later move to sculpture in his life, in his profession. This exhibit will be his first, this will represent his first show of sculpture in New York City. The exhibit is planned for approximately 9 to 10 months, with de-installation anticipated for March or April 2025, weather permitting. And we're extremely enthusiastic about this upcoming exhibition as a series of artistic installations across the many neighborhoods along Broadway. And thank you very much. And if you have any questions, happy to take those. And also, if you're able to include just some notes about this in your meeting minutes, and hopefully reflect your approval of this upcoming exhibit.
Can you send me the PowerPoint as well so that I can present it?
Absolutely.
My email, my CB12 email is in the chat.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm also managing, our link seems to have many problems because there are people waiting to enter the chat. So my apologies. Any questions for
Nice.
Allison?
I was gonna say, that's pretty cool that they're gonna have this gentleman's sculpture. I honestly didn't even know who this person is until like I found out who he is. Irish American artist, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so now that is it is pretty cool. I guess what does like the sculpture represents, like the first one especially. I'm not so sure if you gave like, did she give like an example of like what it represents?
No, I don't think so. I just, Danny, you said that as an artist, right? So
Yeah, no, because
Danny Bonilla is one of our artists, our local artists, who we're very happy to have on our committee. So of course, you know, I have to say that, Daddy, like, you know.
my bad, because I forgot what was it called, but I'm not too sure if it's like referencing.
There's the two. This one is let's see, that's Mitchell Square. This one is called Shot Through, and the second one is this piece. It's called Shadow Stack.
Yeah, I would wonder if putting Shot Through would be more appropriate to put closer to Mitchell Square, especially with like the Mitchell Square like hero statue that's out over there. Just I don't know if it's like shot through because of a bullet. Is it shot through because of
Yes.
I believe, yeah, I can't speak for the artist, but I believe it's definitely related to, you know, figure ground, void, solid relationships, and being able to see through something, you know, to beyond.
Okay, yeah. Now that if that's the case, then you might as well just keep it where it's at. Because I thought
Keep the what?
keep the first one where it's at. I don't know. That was like my suggestion, because you would think that maybe like he's like a artist that kind of like that like his art represents like war or something like that, or his art represents like kind of like a revolution, or I don't know, like, so it was just like kind of a curious question. I guess it's
Valid.
pairing
Well,
those
we're
two together, like, you know, I don't know. It's pretty cool.
Yes, he's well known for his paintings, which are these, you know, abstract paintings with bold and expressive colors and lines. And these are his, Sean Scully's. And he's translated that into, you know, from 2D to 3D as an abstract artist.
Nice, very creative. I love it.
I have two questions. The first question, if they're, you stated them, but I was not able to write them down fast enough. So thank you for reviewing. The first one is, when is the official opening for both of the sculptures or presentation of them?
Yes, it's currently scheduled for July 12th, 2024.
And my second question is just, you stated this is his first sculpture show, period, or his first sculpture show in New York City?
In New York City.
Thank you. That was it. Thank you.
I have one more question. How do you guys ended up getting Sean Scully? Like was this like a RFP? Like was it that you guys like seeked out to him? Was this like kind of like some kind of like collaboration? Super curious about that.
Yes, we have, I mean, we seek proposals from all artists. This one has been 2 years in the process. And in this case, you know, it was a process that goes back to two years from now. So we're in the process now, even of looking for projects that would be installed 2 years in the future.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I guess there's a lot of planning for like,
That's correct. Yes.
Valley.
Right. During the last presentation, when the planting and the beautification of that piece, we did have, I'd be remiss if I did not bring to the forefront that there were some questions and curiosities with regards of how RFPs are done and distributed, especially when we're talking about enlisting local artists to integrate into local projects. So I guess this is also what Danny also was pointing to.
Yeah.
To be purposeful in doing outreach locally first before casting a wider web, especially when it comes to Community Board 12. Right, Danny? Is that fair?
Yeah, more or less, because you know, like I would think that okay, like this is like world-renowned artist, so whatever they want to want to like label him and all that stuff, and that is like super cool. So that made me curious on like to find out about him.
Right.
But then again, it's just like okay, like how is this like organization like finding these people? And I know the Mall Association spans from like 76th Street all the way to like 167th, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
And I think they all, I'm not sure if they came here or they went to land use to talk about a beautification project that they were doing with like the flowers and all that stuff.
It was here.
Yeah, right, it was here, right? In this one? Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the 164, 165th malls. It's called the Great Greenway Project. It's a horticultural planting and restoration project, which is run by a different committee than is here tonight. Hello? I've lost sound.
I
Sorry.
would say that the 76 version of the mall has like a different demographics and the people that's like on like probably like 130 something or 160 something or 150 something, you know. So there's like so many demographics within that mall association.
That's correct. 7 different neighborhoods, in fact. Yes.
Super cool though. I love it. I love that, you know, more art everywhere.
More art, huh?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much. Any other questions thank you. So Allison, my email is in the chat. Please feel free to send me the presentation. And I don't think this is like, can you explain a little bit what is the process by which you choose which strip will have the artwork? How does that get approved? What organizations are involved so that people have a better understanding of how these processes occur so that it's not misconstrued that this organization just decided to plant sculptures and that's that. I think that it would be beneficial for people that are watching this live stream to understand how that process works, particularly because you had just stated that this is a 2-year process in the making. So
condensed 2 years.
Yeah.
Right. I joined the committee 2 years ago, and there's primary installation sites, and I'm going to let Deborah Ford, who's the chair.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Hello, nice to be with you. You know, this is not a science, but we've been doing these exhibitions since 2004. And our goal is to look up and down the areas that we're responsible for and figure out where we can situate art. You know, some locations just don't lend themselves to installing the pieces, to you know, having them work with whatever else may be in those spaces. So over the years, we have found that there are really about 8, 9, 10 locations that really work well. 157th Street and 167th Street are two of our favorites. We don't always have a, you know, a big exhibition and where we can put 2 sculptures in your area, but we are just thrilled that this time we can do that.
And we welcome you. Fantastic. We look forward to the unveiling.
Great. We look forward to being there. I've been the chair of this committee since 2010. We typically install in the middle of the night. You know, we need permission from DOT to come in with a crane or whatever equipment may be needed. So I have been on your locations a number of times at 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. It's always, your neighborhoods have always been welcoming. And I look forward to doing that again in July.
Wonderful. Deborah, your name is cut off in what we're saying. Could you just tell me your last name one more time?
Yes, it's spelled F as in Frank, O-O-R-D.
Thank you.
Danny, you have one more question?
Deborah, right?
Yes.
I don't know how often you come uptown, but I would invite you to Fort Tryon Park. There's several art installations right now at the moment, and I would invite you to go check those out to see like how is it that I'm not sure who sets those up, but those are art installations that they have out over here, you know.
Great.
If you're a fan of the art as well too.
Yes, good. You know, the Parks Department, all of these exhibitions take place on land that is actually owned by the Parks Department. So they have a very interesting, very impressive program to approve all, finalize and approve applications. We're a beneficiary of that, and I imagine Fort Tryon Park is as well.
Yeah, there's I'm actually saying like there's a exhibition happening right now. So like I invite you to one day check it out. I'm not too sure when it's running until, but there's a bunch of them through the walkways of the park, and it's the weather's getting nice too. You know, A train to 190th.
Yep.
I look forward to doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize. We have people trying to get in and there's something going on with the links. Parks is trying to get in, so I'm trying to multitask and send emails and send this link. While I do that, we're going to move on to the next item on the agenda. Is Ben Kanim here? All right, I thought he would. He didn't come till last. He wants to. This is item 5 in the agenda. So we are going to, does anybody else have a presentation, an announcement that I might have missed?
Can I just ask a clarifying question?
Yeah, sure. While I figure
Chris
this out.
Whitney, you're not here on ideas on Inwood Park, are you? Oh.
No, are you asking?
Okay.
No, we're not.
No, I already asked Chris Whitney that question, yeah.
Maybe, excuse me, maybe your issue with people coming in is there are too many here now. So if you let us know when we have concluded, we'll step away and maybe we'll make room for others.
I just want to note, it says on the top of my Zoom, you are in a practice session.
I know, I don't know why that is.
I'm not sure if that's placing a limitation on the number of participants who can be in
Right?
here, and I haven't
Maybe
seen
it
that
is.
before on previous.
Webinar?
Yes, it
Yeah.
says you are in a practice
That's the
session.
link I found. I
Well, and now it
questioned.
has started.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
So try adding people.
I'll leave now if.
Wait a minute. Now I'm getting, oh, there we go.
Everyone's coming through.
Okay, Bob. Okay, so there's one person. Oh, very good.
See, it takes a village.
It takes a village. It really does. Let's see who else. Now I have 12 participants, 4 attendees. Okay. Oh, there he is. Okay, so let's, how do I promote to, oh, panelist, promote to panelist. Oh, and here, oh, and we have Parks. We
Yeah.
have Parks. Chris.
It's our man.
Chris, are you
We
here?
made it.
You made it.
I made it. Hi, everybody.
My apologies. We were in webinar mode and somebody noticed that, and that's what happened. We're ready for Parks to give program updates.
Okay. Okay. So I have who I think is just coming in also is Brooks Kamen Rappaport from the Madison Square Park Conservancy, who was hoping to spend like 2 minutes just talking about the art exhibit that's coming to Inwood Hill Park. So I don't know if you see her on or not, but I was gonna give her 2 of my minutes and then I'll go real quick too, because I got always a lot, but I can run through it. So why don't I get started? But Luana, if you happen to see Brooke, I don't know if you can you promote her to?
She's here.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I'll do that. Oh, yes, here's, yeah. And there's a mistake, Chris. Usually Parks get about 15 minutes to combine programming with project updates.
I'll be shorter than that.
Great. But
Okay.
just let me know. Oh, and there's Natalie Espino. Okay, fantastic.
All right. So
Thank you so much.
hi, Brooke. Okay.
Hi, I'm so happy to see everybody.
So Brooke, I'm gonna run through stuff real quick, and then you can have a couple minutes to
Okay.
talk about Rose's show. Just events.
Thank you.
For upcoming events, Saturday, March 16th, we have the Urban Park Rangers doing a Signs of Spring hike in Inwood Hill Park, noon to 1. On Saturday, March 23rd, Isham, the Isham Park neighbors do their annual egg hunt. That is 10:30 a.m. on Sunday the rain date is Sunday the 24th. So Saturday the 23rd, rain date Sunday the 24th. Roger Morris Park is also doing an egg hunt, and there's free admission to the mansion. I don't know if that came up already. That's right. That's the same day, Sunday the 23rd, noon to 3 in Roger Morris Park. Then on Saturday, March 30th, the Rangers are doing an early spring migration walk, also in Inwood Hill Park. Meet at 218th and Indian Road, noon to 1. Then in Fort Tryon Park, Saturday, April 13th, we have the annual Shearing of the Heathers, which I know is a big event in Fort Tryon every year, meeting, I think, up by Margaret Corbin Circle, the entrance to the Heather Garden. That is from 10 a.m. to 12:30. I believe there will be bagpipes. I believe somebody will be wearing a kilt, and someone's threatened to hold a Scotch tasting, but I don't think that's really going to happen.
April 13th, Inwood Park, Sharing of the Heathers.
Okay, there's a couple recurring events. Yoga en Espanol every Tuesday at 10, J. Hood Wright. Forest Fitness, Tuesday, Thursday at 7:30, Saturday at 8:30 in Fort Tryon. Meet at Margaret Corbin Circle. New York Roadrunners does their open run every Saturday at 9 a.m. in Inwood Hill. Meet at Seaman and Isham. The New York City Mountain Bike Club meets every second Saturday, has a trail work party and a bike share, 10 a.m. at the Highbridge BMX Jump on Fort George Avenue. Fort Tryon Park has their bi-weekly Broadway Beautification Volunteer Group every second and fourth Saturday at 10 a.m. They meet at Broadway and Arden, and you get to hang with the gardeners and the gardening crew. They're great. And then also in Fort Tryon, there's Sunday Stewardship every third Sunday at 10 a.m. Meet in Margaret Corbin Circle entrance. Then just a couple other, like, I don't know, some capital updates. In Inwood Hill Park, we have the Nature Center exhibitions are still in the procurement phase, but we're getting close to choosing a designer and fabricator and installer. So hope to know who that is very soon, probably by next month. I hope to know, depending on what the lawyers say. The Urban Park Rangers are going to start hosting some events in the Nature Center. They're in there. They're kind of settling in, and they're going to start hosting some events, some public events there over the summer. The Nature Center restrooms, we will be opening them this spring, but the exact date is to be determined. There's just a couple small things we're working on, but we plan to have those open this spring. The MTA, the Triborough Bridge and Tunnel Authority, has started working on the Henry Hudson Bridge bike and pedestrian path expansion. So I think I mentioned this last month. They're expanding it from 4 feet to 8 feet. So it'll be easier to get between Manhattan and the Bronx by foot or bike. They are saying that there is a 42-day closure of the path tentatively scheduled for March 18th. I found this out just a few days ago. So I will confirm that, Luana and Ebenezer, and send that out to confirm that. I should hear tomorrow, but I will remind everyone that when this 42-day closure happens, there will be a free shuttle bus for bicyclists and pedestrians leaving from the west end of Dyckman, where the Greenway intersects with Dyckman Street. Forest trails repaving on the west side of Inwood Hill Park, close to completion. Hope to have like a reopening of that. I mean, they're accessible now, but maybe not officially open. Dyckman Field's soccer field, the Dyckman Field soccer field reconstruction. This is a turf field that's going in. It's still in procurement. Bids are opening later this month, and construction is likely to start in August. Payson Park House, we are this close to getting power. Con Ed is just like, they're the last step. And then once we get power back in the building, we can charge our electric vehicles at the charging station there, or at least parks and city agencies can. We do not have any immediate plans to reopen those restrooms because the building needs substantial repairs still. But having electricity back there is a good first step. And then last for Inwood, the ball fields 1, 2, and 3 at Seaman and Isham. Those 3 fields are going to get reconstructed, and I believe ball field 1 is getting lights. And that construction is slated to start in the fall, so after the bulk of the baseball and softball season.
That was part of the rankings, one of those fields.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, that was part of our rankings. We ranked a couple of those fields as priority.
I think there's still a sinkhole in the other one.
Right.
Yes,
so that's good. That is very good news.
Yeah, so that's happening. Coming soon. Monsignor Kett construction finally started. They had some tree issues and some soil testing issues. So the bathrooms have started construction. It was about a 6-month delay. And so I don't have like an updated timeline in terms of the construction, but I will try to get one for the April meeting. Amelia Gorman Park, we have a spring volunteer cleanup. Jana knows the details on this, so I'm sorry I don't have a date, but we will get it out to Community Board 12 to make sure that public is invited.
Fantastic.
Fort Tryon Park, we have a new super steward doing invasive species removal and trash removal in Cabrini Woods, and a big volunteer group doing the same in early April. Oh, this is big news. The Bonifant restaurant has gas. They now have gas service, so they can start serving their full menu. They're staffing up, so they are really kind of finally getting going. So check their website. Get the full menu and regular hours going. Bennett Park, we have a tentative start date for construction of the center lawn on March 25th. We originally thought it was going to be March 11th. That got bumped. Now we're looking at March 25th. It's going to be about a 6-month construction timeline. Highbridge Adventure Playground, restrooms, and park house open to the public, and the park house is staffed daily. So the doors are tricky. They're very heavy. So we, some people need like honestly like a little tutorial on how to open the doors because they look like they're very heavy and they look heavy, but they work fine. Kiskeya restrooms at Kiskeya Playground. Construction is a little bit behind pace. There's some supply chain issues, but possible opening by the end of summer. J. Hood Wright, we're getting new poetry installed on the fence along the terrace overlooking George Washington Bridge. That's coming this Friday. So this weekend, look out for some new public art installation at J. Hood Wright. And then Ilkatanya Payan Park is, and apologies, another one of the parks on Broadway are getting these 2 giant Sean Scully sculptures coming in the next couple months.
We have presentation already. Fantastic. We had their presentation already.
Yeah.
Well,
awesome.
we were
okay.
bring
Yes,
out the fiasco.
Right. So that's soon. We did a site visit with that just last week. And then that's basically what I have just on the capital side and event side. So sorry if that took a little bit long, but a lot to go through.
Yep. And that was a mistake. We usually, like I said, it's like about 15 minutes, give or take, for programming and capital. Thank you so much, Chris. There's a question in the chat that you probably covered, but I'm just going to repeat it again for the sake of transparency.
Sure.
And we apologize again for the hiccup in technology. Is there any info about the renovation of Dykeman Fields?
Yeah, so right. So Dykeman Fields, the soccer field there, is likely to go under construction in August. So
Great.
the bids are coming soon, and the procurement process will probably end of July. So August is even a little optimistic. It might be even into September. But they're playing soccer for as long as the weather's warm. So
right. Well, it's starting, right?
Yeah.
And then my second question, during the last meeting, we spoke about how the retaining wall at Amelia Gorman, there needs to be an assessment to reflect today's pricing, I guess, or today's bids. Would you mind elaborating if you have any updates on that?
So my understanding is that originally $250,000 were allocated, and that was like 6 years ago. So there's an additional, I believe, 50, 55, something like that, thousand that there's a gap. So we're talking with our partners and our electeds about how to close that gap. And in the meantime, engineering is, they're working on trying to move forward a new contract, but we do have to find the money on that, I believe.
Good to know. Good to know. We have a question from Kaya Samorkas. I'm sorry.
Hey, Kaya.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Kaya. Yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was in the park today and I was speaking to a long-term resident who I had my parks hat on, and he was like, "Do you work here?" I said, "No." But he reported there's been a homeless encampment up on kind of the hill within the forested area in Wood Hill Park that's been there for, over a year at this point. And I said, "Yeah, I know." And he said, "Well, I've started seeing signs of fire and smoke in the woods. I reported it to 311. The case got closed immediately. Do I report it to the fire department?"
So thanks for bringing that up, Kaya. I actually took a photograph of that. I think the same encampment you're speaking of just yesterday, because I was up there. So I'll be talking with our PEP officers, and they'll go do like a health and safety check on that encampment and kind of see what's going on. And then if it warrants it, they will set in motion a joint agency like encampment removal. So there are two in Inwood Hill Park right now that I flagged yesterday. So
because I know there was one that we had talked about previously that the PEP officers were in the process of removing. I think this was maybe November, give or take.
Yeah, I mean, we average about, one a week, right? In the last couple months, so.
In Wood Hill Park specifically, or?
No, throughout the
okay.
district, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think the resident was particularly concerned because he'd noticed that the people had been covering the encampment so that to make it more difficult to find, which.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're fairly easy to spot just because there's no leaves on the trees, but
yeah.
So that's where we're trying to
Okay,
find them
thanks.
and take care of them. But thank you for bringing that up.
Thanks.
We still have, thank you, Chris. Any questions for parks? We are 1 hour into our meeting and we still have a couple of more presentations and a resolution. So I want to be mindful of our time for the panelists and also the participants. Any questions for Chris and parks? Danny?
What were the days for volunteer to clean up Mita Gorman Park?
I don't have that date yet, Danny. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'll text Jana and I'll send, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be on the lookout.
Okay. Any other questions for parks from the public present? No. Okay. I'm going to revert back a little bit on the agenda and give some space to Natalie Espino from the Hispanic Society. Natalie, I already pitched or
Luana, I'm sorry. Luana, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Luana,
Is there like a few 2-3 minutes that we could give to Brooke, or could we do this?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, yes. Is this
Great.
programming or
It's part of parks.
it's part of parks? Okay, yes,
Right,
go ahead.
it's part of our update.
Oh, yes,
Thanks
please.
a lot.
Thanks.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Luana.
Yes.
Hi, Danny. Can I screen share, or Chris, do you want to do that?
Yes. Screen share is enabled.
Okay. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Brooke Kamen Rappaport with Madison Square Park Conservancy, and we're collaborating with Inwood Hill Park on a outdoor exhibition with an artist named Rose Simpson. That's going to open next month on April 11th in Inwood Hill Park and Madison Square Park simultaneously. Rose is an artist from Santa Clara Pueblo, New Mexico. These are examples of some of her work in clay.
You have to share your screen, Brooke.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. You're not seeing the pictures?
No.
Okay.
Panelists?
Share
She is a
content,
panelist. Anybody that's here is a panelist.
screen, start broadcast. Okay.
How it shows there?
Yeah, there it is. Okay, you're good.
Okay, great. Thanks. So Rose Simpson project opening in Inwood Hill Park and Madison Square Park. Rose is a sculptor. She's from Santa Clara Pueblo in New Mexico, and works typically in clay, the pieces you just saw. And then this work was on view in Massachusetts 2 years ago. For the 2 public parks in New York City, she's making sentinels that are in weathered steel. And this is a group in Madison Square Park with a female figure emerging from the ground plane. And then there will be 2 bronze figures, 2 bronze sentinels in Inwood Hill Park. These are like fabrication drawings, renderings by the fabricator of what the pieces will look like, the back and the front of the 2 works in Inwood Hill Park. So the figures in the project is called Seed. They're anticipating the future and also thinking about considering the present and the past. And at the bottom of each, towards the bottom of each figure is a head, a face, and at the top of each work is a face. They're in turquoise. The smaller faces looking in are youth, and the larger faces at the top of each sentinel are elders. They're protectors. And here are some fabrication images.
Oh,
so
that's beautiful.
So they're going to be really spectacular, and we're very thrilled to be collaborating with I'm getting off the screen share thing. Okay. There we go. We're thrilled to be collaborating with Inwood Hill Park, and we've had meetings with Inwood Hill Park, been to the site, and we hope that everyone will attend the opening view on April 11th at 9 o'clock in the morning at Inwood Hill. Commissioner Donahue will be speaking, as will Rose Simpson, and I'll introduce Rose. So we just wanted to share that with everyone. It's on view through September. Okay, thanks everybody.
So any questions for Brooke?
Can you remind us how tall the sentinels are again?
The
Everyone-
sentinels in Inwood Hill Park are 8 feet high.
Wow. You know, the masks give me a faint reminder of there's this mummy in, I don't know if it's a mummy, but there was an emperor that was buried, pre-Columbian emperor in Mexico. The mask was made of jade, and there's like a resemblance to that. His name was Lord Pakal. And I have this t-shirt that is old as dirt, and I cannot part with it because I love it so much. So I might wear the t-shirt in honor of this opening, hopefully, to make those connections. But it looks stunning, and we look forward to seeing it.
Thanks so much, Luana.
Any questions for Brooke? Thank you, Brooke. Thank you, Chris.
Okay.
Any questions? Okay, so that now I think we can call on Natalie Espino from the Hispanic Society.
Thanks,
And
everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Brooke.
you so much, Brooke.
Bye-bye. Bye,
Thanks,
Chris.
Luana.
Thanks. Bye, Luana. Thank you.
Natalie, I already spoke about Dominican Yorks, but please feel free to speak about it again because I was so excited about it.
Well, yeah, I don't know how much you covered. I was trying to listen in on YouTube while we were having the technical difficulties. But yes, of course, we are delighted to have this intervention finally by 3 locally based neighborhood Dominican-born artists. This is the inaugural of what will be Arte en el Alto Manhattan, an annual exhibition. So we will, we look forward to engaging other artists from Northern Manhattan. We do have, a few, in the projected 3 years, we have a few already in the cooker, but we are always open to artists who want to come in and talk about a possible collaboration. And I don't know of when you were doing announcements on Marty's behalf for NOMA, but
I did already.
Yes, but we do have our collaboration art on the Audubon Terrace. Did you say something about that?
No, I did not say that.
So that, if you go to NOMA, nyc.org, look for the open call Art on the Audubon Terrace. This is the 2nd year. It's the one that inaugurated last year with Marta Chilindron's Orange Cube 48. And so this is a call for artists in the NOMA catchment, and the details and eligibility will be on the application. But we're looking for another piece to install for this summer through Hispanic Heritage Month on the Audubon Terrace. So we hope to have an information session for those artists to fit those guidelines. But again, this is very much about the exciting opportunities for us to have our collection and mission kind of mediated back to us through the lens of these experiences of people who are part of the broader Hispanic identity that we embrace and celebrate. I will also remind people that our Highlights Collection Without Borders, closes on March 30th. So if you want to see a lot of that wonderful art, come in before then. It will be back in July, but it will temporarily go down to make room for another contemporary art intervention by Enrique Martinez Celaya, who I am told has a lot of fans around the world. So people are going to be, it's going to be very contemporary art centric for a few months there. We're a little bit more than Siglo de Oro art, although we love that too. But for the art on the Audubon Terrace, the deadline is the 31st of this month. So please, if you have an idea, if you have a proposal of something that fits that project, it's a $10,000 commission.
Very good.
And by the way, I always love repeating because it's one of my favorite things. All of our programs and admission always free at the Hispanic Society.
Thank you so much, Natalie. Thank you. And I did also say that there is this misconception that the Hispanic Society is exclusively what you have said, medieval and Spain and all of that. And I do appreciate the commitment to integrate local artists into the fold. So thank you for that. I did say that also in the beginning. Any questions for Natalie?
I will just add that probably moving forward in these meetings, my colleague Isabel Abreu will be making these announcements. So it's the great expansion of our department, that we now have somebody who is dedicated to our local creative partnerships.
Okay, noted. I'm sorry, Isabel, I did not promote you. So I'm sorry. So I'll have it in mind. Did she have to speak, or should I be promoting her to speaker if she wants to say something? Well, let's do that, and then we can welcome her.
Yes, formally. I will say that she dropped some of the necessary links into the.
She did. All right, Isabel, welcome, bienvenida.
Hi, everybody. Well, thank you for having me back, CB12. Well, all that Natalie said, right, and that we encourage you to come before March 30th. It's beautiful because you will be able to see the experience, the dialogue between this contemporary art by Chiqui, Rieder, and Reynaldo, as having a conversation with some of the items in our permanent collection. So please come and see us. Come and enjoy these jewels. The one thing, Natalie, and I'm sorry because I'm representing also Hike the Heights this year. I'm chairing Hike the Heights, and it turns 20. The first Saturday in June. For the past 20 years, we have been getting people hiking through our beautiful northern Manhattan parks. The Hispanic Society is coming this year as well with Hike the Heights, so double duty here. And thank you to Parks, because this is the first time we're going to have bathrooms. So we're going to be saving some money, and we're not going to have to rent some. But first Saturday in June every year for the past 20 years, and this is a grassroots, community-owned, community-led public health initiative that happens because of the volunteerism of a lot of amazing people uptown and in the Bronx. So hope to see you all June 1st, first Saturday in June every year.
Thank you, Isabel. Make sure you put that information on the chat for all of us and people online to see.
I just want to add, because you guys don't have the little emojis enabled so we can, clap, but all of my applause to Parks and the moving forward on Monsignor Cat, and for those of us in Wood East of Broadway folks, that's our place, and Dykeman Basketball League. So
Thank you for that. We love Parks, and I personally, I think I speak on behalf of the entire committee when we say that it's been quite an enjoyable experience. Absolutely. Collaborating with Parks, and thank you for that. With no further ado, if there aren't any more presentations, I think I went through the list. There was somebody, Ben Kaneem, that was supposed to present, and he was an attendee, and I promoted him to panelist, but now he's no longer. So in the essence of time, I want us to move to the resolution. Now, this resolution is going to be very easy because it's based on last year's template, and it's the resolution to support 1% for Parks. But all we're doing in this resolution is changing the year, because although many promises have been made at the city level, the mayor has not followed through with his promise. So this was the resolution that was passed last year at the board. We have quorum, yay. So all we need to do is go over it, make the corrections. This is the template that was supplied by the organization itself. So I really don't foresee any major changes, especially because all of the other community boards are using the same language. And we don't want there to be a discrepancy between us and all of the other community boards. So everybody has a copy of it.
This one.
And of course, it has the old, once it passes, then it gets transferred to our new letterhead. Yeah, but this is it, basically. This was last year's resolution. I had brought this issue up during executive, and rather than writing a letter of support, it was decided that it would serve purposefully to just pass another resolution that is reflective of the 2025 budget and today's date. So if members of the public want to see it, this is a public document. Let's just take a couple of minutes to.
Do you want me to read it out loud, and then that way it's whoever doesn't have a
Absolutely.
copy?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yep.
So obviously the date at the top would change. It's to the Honorable Eric L. Adams at City Hall, New York, 1007. It says regarding resolution in support of 1% for parks and 1% for arts in the NYC FY 24 budget. That's fiscal year 2024 budget.
So the first thing that I want to say is that the resolution that we will be redrafting tonight has to do exclusively for 1% for parks based on the presentation that we had 2 months ago.
Okay.
So we need to strike out 1% for
So
parks
that's
because
good.
it's not pertinent to the resolution that we will be drafting tonight.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep. So that's the first thing that comes out.
Perfect.
Actually, I can't take notes and read, so could someone else read? I'm so sorry. I'll keep going. I'll keep
I
going.
can read it.
No, I got
No,
it.
read it.
Dear Mayor Adams, at the general meeting, is that gonna change?
Yes,
On,
Right.
so date change, insert date change.
right.
Community Board 12 Manhattan passed the following resolution with the vote of insert number in
Mhm.
favor and insert number oppose and insert number abstentions and insert number not voting due to conflict. Call on the city council to pass and the mayor to approve a budget that includes 1% of the city's annual operating budget for parks, period.
Mhm.
Whereas New York City's parks and open spaces are a vital resource for the health and well-being of New Yorkers, critical infrastructure must be funded as such. And whereas the COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the inequalities of our park systems, the relationship between parks and public health, public safety, climate resilience, and quality of life. And whereas New York spends less on its parks than nearly all other major cities on its parks, even though we have more to maintain, with Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Chicago allocating 1.5% through 4.0% of their budgets to parks, and New York City allocating about 0.6% of their annual budget.
If those numbers have changed according to the PowerPoint, then I will edit to reflect the most recent numbers because those numbers might have changed. We would have to go back to the presentation and update those numbers.
I would also make the suggestion that you put a period after maintain and start new sentence. Los Angeles, San Francisco, and New York. So start Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Chicago allocate X amount versus New York allocating. It
Mhm.
just reads funny as a very strange run-on sentence. Food for thought.
Okay.
But if everyone else has this language and this run-on sentence, I don't want to be
No.
different, but
Go for
it
it.
does read funny. Sorry. No, I'll stop the comments. Whereas New York City Mayor Adams campaigned on the idea of supporting 1% for parks, as did council members Carmen de la Rosa, 10th Community District, and Sean Abreu, 7th Community District. And would you be taking out this next part about arts and cultural programming? Since we're only talking about parks?
Well, I would just probably replace it with parks are not just for
Okay.
entertainment.
Okay, so
Right.
maybe changing it, it says parks are not just for entertainment, but also for the education and emotional well-being of New Yorkers, as well as a major segment of the local economy, employing scores of thousands of New Yorkers. The parks do that? Thousands?
Well, if you think about surrounding vendors,
All
right? Vendors that
I would say thousands, because all our parks, like they host like a lot, like we have like a lot of land that are parks in our area.
You like it, I love it. I'm sort of looking at it with a critical eye. I love it, I love it. Whereas the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, is this gonna come out? Because this is.
right, because it's exclusively for parks, so we're gonna strike that out.
Okay.
And of course, I'm going to forward as amendments the latest template that was sent to us. But I saw it and it reads the same
Okay.
for the most part.
Okay, so it's with this last, whereas parks are not a luxury, but a necessity. Now, and therefore resolved, Community Board 12, Manhattan calls on the city council to pass and the mayor to approve a budget that includes 1% of the city's annual operating budget for parks, period. Sincerely, Captain Diaz.
And then CC'd council members, senators and such.
The only thing I see that we probably have to revise or maybe readjust is this one.
Can you speak loudly, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where what it says, as well as major segment of local economy. Right? I don't think it is. Or no major segment of local economy. What it says also employing scores of thousands of New Yorkers. I think we have to readjust this particular language.
So let's go back to the document that was submitted by the organization and then match up the wording and make sure that the numbers reflect the most recent presentation. And then do we agree that we should?
Starting from here,
as well as a segment of the local economy.
The sentence probably does not.
Right.
It's not a good fit for parks specifically.
Okay. Did everybody hear that?
No.
Okay. So Jonathan, would you like to repeat yourself,
Yeah,
please?
absolutely. I was saying that the segment where you see as well as a major segment of the local economy employing a score of thousands of New Yorkers, I think we have to revise this particular language because it's not a good fit for parks specifically. I think
Can we say employing New Yorkers though, without saying a specific number, scores of thousands?
Yeah.
Employing New Yorkers.
You could say employ scores of New yorkers. That is a non-descriptive,
I would
but
just employ
numerous.
New Yorkers, yeah, because it's like.
But you want to emphasize that it's a lot.
A score is 20. I mean, it's a lot more than in the 20. It'd be a lot easier to count it in the tens of thousands.
Score? Actual 20?
Yeah, 7 years ago is 87
Oh
years.
my God. Every day you learn something.
What's a
new. Look at
variety?
that.
What's a variety? How much is a variety?
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
Can you
But
say
remember that
variety
with this,
of-
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, can you just say a variety of New Yorkers?
Well, we're talking about amounts because this speaks specifically to an operating budget.
All right, what's the guesstimate estimate of how many parks people work at parks?
Chris?
You may have the numbers.
Now you
Remember that about city.
Honestly, I don't know.
Citywide? Okay.
I'm not gonna guesstimate that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
We could probably find out.
You need an ish.
Like 3,500, more than 3,500.
3,500?
Employees.
And that is thousands.
So then the thousands remain.
3,700, it says here online.
On Parks Department's website, it says 3,700, so.
3,700 people for the entire city of New York? Yeah, we need that 1%.
Yeah.
So we can get
We
the
do. I
thousands.
mean, one thing too, though, is we also, we almost double in size with seasonal workers. I think we should
Exactly.
double in size with seasonal workers. And I mean, Parks also has the POP program, right? That was cut and then recently reinstated, which is essentially a job training program and, provides life skills and all of that. So I think that's the size of that within any New York City agency is also probably I don't think any other agency is doing what we're doing on that scale, at least.
So it's fair to say thousands of New
And then,
Yorkers.
yeah,
I would
scoring
say-
1,000, probably.
I would say like there's like a core of like that 3,700, and then like you have like your additional.
Right.
Plus,
So do we agree that we can say employing thousands of New Yorkers?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely can remains. 'Cause
remains?
Yeah.
Okay,
She
So,
confirms-
so what is being edited out is the scores.
the score,
So
yeah,
we're not scores of thousands, just
Right.
that.
Right, 1,000.
thousands, okay, and
what
then,
about, what
yeah, go ahead.
about, it's a major segment of the local economy.
For sure.
It is major segment.
do you want to keep it as segment? It's a
A ma-
segment?
a
Yeah.
major segment of the local economy, I would say yeah, because there, like, if you look at other parts of the park, there's like Central Park,
Right,
you have a lot of things happening
tourist
at
comes,
Central Park.
You have
Yeah.
Cabin
You
on the
have-
Green,
yeah,
you
you
have
have-
you have what is it called, where children go to see animals caged. You have that, you have,
You have in Queens, you have a lot of like,
Yeah,
you have a
but-
lot of parks out over there.
Yeah,
You have a lot of, in Brooklyn, you have a lot of like, places where you can, see concerts and stuff like that.
right.
So,
So this is, I think, let me see if I can articulate this. The reason why we need that wording, Jonathan, is because if we just say that is a segment, it's not sending the message that this is important.
What
to
about
fund,
saying is an important segment, right, of the
of the local economy?
local economy? Because saying it's a major segment of the economy, I don't think that is right. Parks, major segment of the economy of the city.
well, they made a whole committee about it, So if that wasn't the case, then this would just be, cultural affairs. So it's like we want to like let them know that it is part of like our major, like it is part of the major economy and all that stuff. So just imagine like just think of it as this, like imagine we never had any parks like to go to have baby showers or birthday parties or stuff like that. These families won't go into like these like stores on Broadway or wherever, buy the materials, then go to the park, spend, they won't spend that money.
can we argue about it over online, whether the word should be
Major or important?
Maybe important, yeah.
Important is better, right?
That sounds
I
better.
will say it's
I would, I
a
would,
better fit saying
yeah, I
important
would-
than majors
Uh,
segment of the economy.
I hear your argument on that
Yeah,
one.
because things that represent major segment of the economy in the city are very
So,
big
but I
things.
think, no, I hear you. I think you're looking at extremely narrowly, as Chris just put in the comments. The
Yeah.
reason why Fifth Avenue and Central Park West are so expensive is specifically because of the park.
I agree,
So
yeah.
you're looking at it in terms of specifically what generates money rather than the impact the park has to create property value and the like, which is a major segment of the economy.
Well, if
Yeah.
you look at it that way, both words are good fit.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys.
Another major economic impact of parks is the boost it provides to nearby
Yeah, I read
property
it off of-
values, yeah.
of-
So, yeah, but yeah, for the people that are present and all of that. So I don't want to go back and forth on language. I really want to move this resolution forward. But unless there are other pressing issues or concerns with the resolution itself, we can discuss wording online, because remember that it still has to pass through the board anyway. So we can agree on major or important segment.
I was gonna say, I don't know if there's any kind of like a mention of also giving opportunities to like for like stewardships.
But we can't move too far off of this
Okay.
because we have to match the rest.
The template, yeah, that was
No,
provided to
No,
us.
that's fine, cause I'm pretty sure that budget helped, like to like get materials, like for people like to go and store it and all that stuff.
But the
Oh, no,
budget is
it's-
specifically for operations, not for projects.
No, they're not.
Does that make sense? Remember that? Yeah. And then I can,
Shut my mouth up.
no, Danny. I'm going to send everybody the PowerPoint once again, because the specificity of this resolution pertains not to programming, but to the staffing of parks, if you might remember that presentation.
Yeah.
Right? So this is why we can't veer off and talk about projects, because it's strictly for operation, staffing, and such. Does that make sense, everybody?
I just want more for parks.
Oh, no, what, am I just 1%? Are we ready to take a vote? Roll call?
Yeah, what is it, what I'm supposed to call, a motion to.
To vote?
To vote, yeah.
Who seconds?
I second.
All right, so Danny, motion to vote. Jonathan seconds. Jonathan, how do you vote?
Yes.
I, Luana Ferreira, Chair, vote yes.
I vote yes.
Tracy votes yes. Danny?
Oh, wait, I vote yes. You wanna also explain like how the whole voting process goes, in the order rank?
Meaning?
For the rest of the public?
So when a resolution is presented in the committee, we, because this is a past resolution, that's why it's on letterhead. Usually resolutions come on a blank sheet of paper because they're not official. So we discuss like we did, we make corrections, wording, we draft it, and then we vote on it whether to pass it or not. That is the first layer. The second layer is that now the resolution, not yet on letterhead, goes to the general board meeting, and the general board meeting provides amendments, friendly amendments, asks questions, and then that's when it passes at the board. So as of now, the resolution passes, the draft of this resolution passes at the committee level and will be presented during the next general board meeting.
On the
Huh?
26th.
On the 26th. General board meetings happen.
here before.
But welcome, we welcome you. Third Tuesday of every month.
Probably on your calendar.
Yes. That's it. Is there any new business to discuss?
Anybody have any presentation? No?
Luana, just a reminder, we have Chris's presentation.
Oh, yes, Chris, in new business. Chris, take it away. Thank you for that reminder. And apologies for not being, I already put, if you want to be part of, if you want to be an agenda item, please make sure you email our district manager, Ebenezer Smith, so that I don't miss it, because it goes, you saw the structure. So Chris.
Yeah, I did. I was confused because I received a response to, I don't know what happened there.
But this is why we have new business. In case, you know, some people fall through the cracks, we pick them right up. So take it away.
Hi, I'm Chris Whitney, and I'm here with Kaya. Kaya's also here with the Friends of Inwood Hill Park. And I'm here really to reintroduce Friends of Inwood Hill Park. I came before the board 9 years ago with the late Sally Fisher, who was also a part of the community board. And we founded the Friends of Inwood Hill Park together. And one of our big events is coming up, the Earth Day Festival, which I wanted to share a little bit about. It's our 9th annual Earth Day Festival in Inwood Hill Park. And it will be happening on April 19th and the 20th of this year. And we have a whole packed day, 2 days of events. Friday night will be a sunset poetry hike to kick things off. And then Saturday is the big day. We'll have many partners at the Seaman and Isham entrance to the park. We'll have the Washington Heights Inwood Food Council. We'll also have We Act, and a number of other groups will be there. We'll be doing some planting, invasive species removal. There'll be a cleanup down with our partners at the Canoe Club, and There'll be a performance in the forest called the Musical Forest, along with a scavenger hunt and hike. And then in the afternoon, there'll be some more cleanup, taking care of street trees along the park, another hike, a yoga class, and we'll finish things out with a drum workshop led by Annette Aguilar from the String Beans.
Oh, let's go.
Daddy just said, let's go.
I
We're
love
all
it.
invited.
And that's the best. She's a treat.
She is super cool. And she's done the drum workshop with us the last several years.
I love it.
Our first Earth Day festival was back in 2015. And this is a picture along Payson Avenue. And there was a big gap in the forest there. And we came together with about, I would say, 50 volunteers along the forest edge there. And we planted thousands of plants and trees. And since then, we've kept things going based on that first event. We take care of the forest. That's our main thing, and celebrate our forest. Here are some other pictures from other Earth Day festivals. There's Sally there at the table doing some recycled arts activities, some more planting and some music. There are some partners doing some weeding, and then the after effects of the Earth Day Festival, all those gloves. It takes a lot of helping hands to make the festival work and to take care of the forest. And here's a little before and after
Wow.
our work along Payson Avenue. So that first shot, the darker shot, is the before, or slightly after the planting, and then the more recent green shot is from last summer, what happened in the intervening years.
It was like 7 years later.
Yeah, about 7 years later. Now there's a forest there along the edge.
I love it.
It's fantastic.
So, of course, if you want to get involved, come to the festival. It's coming up. And then you can also join our mailing list for the latest info about the festival, but our other events. We try to hold stewardship events throughout the year, and also other community events, educational, arts, and otherwise. And also we have our 10-year anniversary Earth Day Festival coming up next year. All are invited to join that committee for next year. And if you have any questions, comments, or dreams for the park, feel free to email us at friendsofinwoodhill@gmail.com. And I can also drop the link for the Earth Day Festival and our website in the chat.
Thank you.
There's
Any
also an
questions?
Eventbrite for the Earth Day Festival that I believe is still a little bit under construction, but the Eventbrite does exist and people can register for that as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just have to read, Chris gave you kudos. The Northern Manhattan Parks team is so appreciative of everything Friends of Inwood Hill Park is doing and has done to take care of, program, and plan for the future of Inwood Hill Park. Very excited for all these Earth Day events. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chris, and thank you for your patience. We appreciate it. So exciting. Any questions? Okay.
I have a question for the board. Are there any events that you would like to see added to the Earth Day program? Anything you would recommend? I mean, we've planned it among ourselves, but we have people here who might not have contributed in the past or have something that we might have overlooked. If you have any suggestions.
Could you put your day's agenda back on so we make sure that we don't repeat? Yeah,
She's taking minutes, yeah.
You know, I'm always good with suggestion.
Yeah, I'm always I'm a jazz fan. If I can have some like jazz in the park or something like that in the summer, I would love to see that. Like an ode to, I don't know, Dave Brubeck, like the old school jazz musicians. Even if it's a quartet, I would love to see that.
It's happening. The second annual Inwood Hill Park Jazz Festival. It's coming soon. That's a separate group. The folks at Bruce's Garden are organizing that.
Fantastic. Do you have my email, Chris, Kaya?
Mhm.
Great. So feel free to email me and looking forward to a continued partnership. Thank you for all of the work that you do.
Thank you. If we wanted to come again and, either give any updates on Earth Day or anything else, what is the deadline for when we need to put that to Ebenezer or to contact the board?
Third Thursday of every month.
Okay.
Because we don't want to do like last minute additions. So yeah, the earlier the better, but there is like this cutoff date that
Okay.
we have told Ebenezer to heed to, because otherwise we would be here until midnight. And we love parks and we're passionate, but we also have our day jobs. But thank you. Any questions? Anything else? On behalf of the Morris Jamel Mansion, I just want to make an announcement that they have their annual Easter egg hunt on March 23rd. Catherine Hughes is always present to present, so we hope that she is okay, but she wasn't able to accompany us tonight. But that's just a quick announcement. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Danny motions to adjourn.
I second.
Tracy second. Any abstentions? So the meeting has been adjourned at 8:15. Thank you. I'm sorry, 8:11. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a wonderful rest of your week.
Thank you guys for
Thank you all. Take care.